Let's do a hello world program using PHP. And so the first thing that we need to do is make sure that the ZAMP is on. And so every time you want to program in PHP and you're using the ZAMP web server, you'll want to open up the control panel and make sure that Apache is running. So it should say Apache in green here. And so this shows that it's actually running. If I go to my Start menu and All Programs, way down at the bottom I'll find that there's a XAMPP folder, and I can open up the control panel there. Okay, so but here I'm already good, but I want to make sure every time I want to use PHP that I make sure those services are running. Okay, I'll minimize this. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to create a default document. And a default document is a document with the name of index. And if I go to my file system here, I want to go to the root of the XAMPP directory where it's installed. So with Windows, that's on the C drive in the XAMPP folder. And then I'll find a folder called htdocs, that's hypertext documents. And this is basically the default place for web documents. And I can see that I've got two documents, index.html and index.php. These are right now serving as the default documents, so that when I go to my web browser, localhost, these are what I get. But I want to delete these because I want to create my own new default documents. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight index.html and index.php, and I'm just going to delete it. Okay, so those have been deleted. Now I want to replace those with my own index.php file. So I want to open up a text editor. On Windows, I use the Notepad++, which is a free download. I could also use Notepad. There's other ones I can use. If you're using a Macintosh, I think that comes with a text editor. Linux comes with, I think it's GREdit. So all we need is a text editor, just plain text. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to go ahead and save it before I start typing it. So I'm going to go File, let's see here, File, Save As, and I will navigate to the C drive, to the XAMPP folder, and within that XAMPP folder I'll look for the htdocs, the hypertext documents, and I'm going to call this index.php. So it's very important that it's called index.php and not something else, because index.php is a key file name that the web server looks for when it's trying to hand out what's called a default document. So when I go to the web page, I'm going to automatically get this page without specifically requesting it. So here I got index.php, I'll save it, and now I can start making my PHP. In fact, if I go to my web browser now and I go to just localhost here and refresh it, you'll see I get nothing because my page is now blank. So we'll go ahead and add some, and we're going to add some PHP. So the way that we start with PHP is we have an opening PHP tag, that's an angle bracket, question mark PHP, and then we're going to close our PHP with a question mark angle bracket. And so everything between these two tags is going to be our PHP. And we'll issue our first command, which is the echo command, echo. And then we want to echo a literal string, not a variable. So literal strings are in quotation marks. And I'm going to write hello world. And then I'm going to end that literal string with another quotation mark. And then with PHP at the end of every line, you have to terminate it with either a block of curly blocks or curly brackets or a semicolon. In this case, it's a semicolon. So there we go, echo HTML. Now I can save it. And now that it's saved, I just refresh my web page, and it says hello world. Okay, so our PHP is in fact working. Yay.